Have you been wondering why your mind never seems to allow you to be happy? I'm a professional psychologist. I have some reasons and some answers. Let's look first at the reasons that this seems to happen, that our mind gets stuck in this negative mode from time to time, and then get really practical about some things that you can do to actually change it. Reason number one, your mind is lazy and loyal. This is not a bad thing. It's how we're designed as human beings. Your mind is, I say lazy, but really it's more efficient. And it has to find ways to handle all kinds of things. See, your brain is in charge of everything. What you think, what you feel, what you do, and even things that you never think about, like digestion and respiration and circulation. All of those things are controlled up here in the main control center. And so in order to be efficient, your mind has to find ways to put things on autopilot, to skip over the thinking part because that takes so much time and energy, but just to automate the systems of your body and of your life. So when I say your brain is lazy, I just mean it's efficient, and it's also loyal, meaning it's going to stick with whatever you've already trained and taught and educated and programmed it to do. It doesn't want to change that up if it doesn't have to. That gets back to the efficiency thing. So your brain is lazy and loyal. Another reason that we run into trouble in this area is not just because our brain is working on efficiency, but it has two other jobs that you need to be aware of. And one of those is to protect you, to keep you alive, to keep you safe, to keep you breathing in and out for another day. It's your brain's job to take care of you and to protect you. And it also has a special charge to prove you right. To prove you right. Meaning whatever you already believe, your brain is going to be looking for evidence and support and proof to support whatever belief you already have. Never mind whether it's true or not. Whatever you believe currently, your brain is going to try to prove you right about that. So keep that in mind as we look at why it's so hard sometimes for our mind to let us be happy. And here's the other reason. It goes back to an experience that I had, it's been a couple of years ago now, where our family gathered on the island of Oahu for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. We're there to celebrate and to have a good time in the islands. While we were there, my son invited me to hike a trail with him, which was very, very steep. It went up the sheer ridge of a volcano on metal stairs. And it was really a soul-searching experience for me to get up there because of the steepness and how dangerous really that it was to be in this area. And it occurred to me while we were up there hiking that if we were to lose hold, and I thought about this multiple times, if we lost hold on those hand railings, which way would we go? Yeah, no question about it. Default is down. Now that is true on the Stairway to Heaven in Hawaii. It's also true if you park your car on a steep road and take off the brake. Which way does it roll? What about your diet, your exercise plan? If you stop working on them, which way do they tend? You get it. Default is down. That is true in psychology too. Positivity represents a higher energy. And if we're not intentionally working toward that, our mentality is naturally going to go down, not up. Default is down. Now, let's get into some things we can actually do about it. But before we do that, the first thing you can do about it is subscribe to this channel. Hit that subscribe button down there so that you can start to get the content that will help you to reprogram your mind. You don't have to do this alone. Hit the subscribe button. Now, as we get practical about what we can do to reprogram our mind, to get to a point where our mind will let us be happy. In fact, we can have our mind work for us, not against us. We already know some of the reasons why this is difficult and why our mind sometimes doesn't let us be happy. the programming, the job that your mind has to keep you safe and to prove you right. The default is down, but we can reprogram. And I think it starts with an acknowledgement of that job that our brain has to prove us right. I was visiting with Nadine several years ago. Nadine is a sweet neighbor that we had for years. And this was a couple of years before she had passed away when I was having this conversation with her in her 93rd year. And I had asked her, what have you learned in all of these years? I don't know a lot of nonagenarians, but she was in that category. And she told me very clearly what the most important thing was that she had learned. She said, Paul, don't be too quick to believe everything you think. And that's where she caught me by surprise. I was expecting her to say, everything you read on the internet, everything you hear, phrases that you've heard before. That's not where she went. Don't be too quick to believe everything you think. Just because we think it doesn't mean that it's true. And remember, your brain has the job to prove you right anyway. So don't be too quick to believe everything that you think. Most of the beliefs that cause your misery are not even true. But we believe it because we think it. Don't be too quick to believe everything you think. Our mind plays soundtracks. So I got this idea from John Acuff, who wrote a book by that title, Soundtracks. Brilliant, as he talks about the way that we play these soundtracks in our mind, the thoughts, the beliefs that come so naturally to us. And it's not that they're true, it's just that we're used to them. We get to switch out some of those soundtracks. In switching out those soundtracks, we introduce new possibilities into our mind. Warning! You're going to get some resistance. Do you remember I told you your brain's lazy and loyal? It wants to stay with whatever it's already been programmed to do, even if it's causing you misery. So expect a little bit of resistance when you offer your brain a new way of thinking about things. It's not going to just sign up, hook, line, and sinker. Hey, yeah, I'm in. Your brain is going to resist and say, that's not what we're used to thinking here. That's not how we've handled this in the past. Yeah, that's our point, but our brain is going to resist it a little bit because it's lazy and loyal. Be ready for that. Prepare yourself for that. Don't give up just because it doesn't feel right to you. Here's an example. Most people have a soundtrack somewhere in their mind that's telling them, I'm so far behind. Things are not the way that they should be right now. Sound familiar? It probably should. Well, what if we were to switch it out with a new possibility? So enter the new soundtrack. Things are exactly as they should be, and I'm right on schedule. I don't know how that sounded to you when I said it. In fact, say it with your own voice and see how it feels. Go ahead and say it. Everything is exactly as it should be, and I'm right on schedule. How did that feel? A little weird, right? That's what I'm talking about. You're going to get some resistance from your own mind because it's used to something else. Now check it out. You don't know for sure, right? Are you on schedule or are you off schedule? Do you know? Like you've got some cosmic connection to the grand calendar of all things? Like you know for sure that you're right on schedule? Or you know for sure that you're not? You don't know. And since you don't know, you get to choose a position about that. You get to choose. Some of my clients have said to me, but doesn't that mean I'm just lying to myself? Well, hello, you probably already are lying to yourself if you're saying that you're not on schedule. You don't know. So since we don't know, let's pick a position that serves us well. Can you get down with that? From a very practical standpoint, this is going to take some practice. Deciding that the new soundtrack is a good idea isn't enough to get it installed into your playlist. You're going to have to practice it, and it doesn't feel natural at first. When I say practice, I mean literally create a practice schedule for yourself and stick to it. If I were teaching you to play a new musical instrument, I would expect you to practice between lessons. This is no different. You get to practice the new things that you're saying to yourself, the new beliefs, the new soundtracks, in order to put yourself in a position where you get to experience happiness and joy and peace and all that good stuff that you haven't been experiencing because you're thinking the things that are creating the misery. Remember, we started with a question. Are you wondering why your mind never seems to allow you to be happy? Well, now you know some of the reasons. I pointed those out to you, and you've got some things that you can do. It's not easy. It is simple. Simple and easy aren't the same thing. So put in the work, do the reps, get the practice, and allow others to support you in doing that. You've got this. I hope you found that helpful. I think you'll find the next video helpful as well, how to reprogram your mind to stay strong and positive. Let's put this to work. Jump on that next video, and I'll see you there.